This, my dear friends, is a flannel board. Okay, for those of you who do not know, made out of reinforced cardboard and covered with flannel. And I decided, after what happened at last meeting, that I certainly was not going to try to build it. So, I'm using flannel wrap. And I want to thank John for looking all this up for me and passing along the information on email. I really appreciate that. And this is from the Better Speaker series. It's called Creating an Introduction. A famous speaker in the early century was supposed to give an address. He was waiting to be introduced. This man who was introducing him just went on and on and on. It was William Jennings Bryan. Now I thought of it. And finally, almost all the time was gone. And so he said, now Mr. Bryan will give you his address. Mr. Bryan got up and he said, it's 3 Northrop Street, and left so he could catch the train. So obviously, that is not a right way to introduce somebody. Now we need to make a transition, which we already did. We went from table topics, and now we switched gears and came to something else. And so then we have to, so that everybody will know that we are doing something else. We need to establish a proper mindset. Don't neglect giving some personal information. I did that last meeting. Phil gave me an introduction for me to use, but there was nothing personal in there. And I do think that it's important that we know a little bit about the person. Like, say, we could say John Hayes is from Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, where they made Fleetwood Cadillacs. And of course, Geraldine isn't here, but if she wanted to speak about schools or some of the problems, well, she would be able to do that because she has children. And so that's what we call giving the speaker authority. When they get up to speak, are they qualified to speak about that? And we have to say, yes, they are, because we know that they have knowledge about that subject. I was thinking of Geraldine's speech, not Geraldine, I'm sorry, Christina's, where she did the herbs or the bean sprouts, and she showed us. So she knew what she was talking about. She wasn't just giving us a bunch of random facts. So, did I say Phil had some problems? Oh, never mind, I don't need that. Okay, I'll try to be careful. So, how is it done? We have to remember that these are the things that we have to be sure that we tell people when we give them the speech, when they're giving the speech. Be brief, but concise. Don't go on and on and on. Give the speaker's name. Don't let us all in the dark so we don't know who's talking. Give them the topic, which most of the time it's from one of our manuals, and so you would tell them what the speech number is and what they're supposed to accomplish, and also whatever title they choose for that speech. Also the objective of the speech. What are we supposed to learn from this? From Geraldine's speech, we learned, or I keep saying Geraldine, I mean Christina's, that how to grow those bean sprouts. And like Jim Buckley, who is a math whiz and all that, if he wanted to talk about that, we would know that he knows about it, and he would actually demonstrate some of these things. Also, we need to tell what time it's going to take for them to speak. The speech is 7 to 9 minutes, whatever, so that we're all aware of it. And then we simply say, please help me welcome in the speaker's name, so that we all clap and have them come. Okay, I want to ask you this though. Make sure, is the speaker comfortable? Have we made a comfortable atmosphere here that people are allowed to say whatever it is they want to say? We need to make sure that we have done that. Don't surprise the speaker. We shouldn't tell things that maybe are embarrassing. Let's just be very careful of that. I have to say I was kind of disappointed at the meeting we went to, the contest, because I felt like one of the people who was participating was not treated very well by the rest of them. It's like he wasn't in the in group. Anyway, that kind of shocked me. Don't be flowery. Don't go on and on and on about this wonderful person and what they can do. Do you know that would put somebody on the edge? They would say, oh, I don't think I can live up to that. You are putting pressure on them that they don't need. So it's the audience that is going to be the judge, and let it up to the audience. Don't steal their thunder. We don't need to be talking about what they're going to talk about and, oh, well, maybe you know better than they do what it is you're going to say. And above all, don't upstage the speaker. One speaker got up and said, well, he didn't have anything to say because the person who was introducing him said everything about his speech. That's not fair. The audience wants to hear the speaker. They don't want to hear you. You are to stay in the background. Don't rely on cliches. Don't say things that are so common. I get a little aggravated about the Today Show. Meredith and Matt, they put this plastic smile on their face. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have they really listened to what they said? You know what, sometimes I think, why can't I be the producer? But I'm not. But let's be sincere and don't say something that everybody would expect you to say. And of course, don't wait until the last minute to say their name. As I said before, we'd say, Miss Kathy is going to speak to us tonight on such and such, and then welcome the speaker. Okay, the speakers have some responsibility too. Maybe you don't think so, but they do. Speakers have to don't have false modesty. We can tell people whether we're accomplished on this thing, this speech that we're doing. We don't need to be all, ooh, I don't know, I don't want people to say that. It's kind of dumb. And then, all right, the speaker needs to let the Toastmaster, or let the, in this case, Greg Harkey, if they need something special. I know in one speech I gave, I needed a chair because I was going to sit down and kind of be a storyteller. So it was up to him to get me that chair, so I was ready for that speech. So let's remember, be brief, say the speaker's name, say their topic, say the title of their speech, what the objectives are they're trying to accomplish, how long they're going to be, and welcome, welcome. And then don't forget, oh, I forgot one, lectern etiquette. Oh, it's here someplace, but let's remember that we are to come up, shake hands with the Toastmaster, and also we need to wait for the clapping to start. The audience is responsible for that. And be sure that you address people from the lectern. So, Mr. Toastmaster. Oh, I better remember that, huh?